Check it out, guys. For only $24.99 a month, you get all the live TV channels and networks you can handle, basic and advanced channels, premium movie channels, all the sports leagues, even wrestling, boxing, and your UFC fights, okay? You got a Fire Stick, an Android box, an Apple device, another web platform. We can help you. Let's get streaming. Send me a message and check it out today.
Hello, this is our first match. I'm going to do a quick little promo here.
I know he's coming. Big count is money.
Guys, listen up. Give me your attention before you get started. We do not want any change underneath the rails. We're going to bring around beads that you can put underneath the rails to use to keep score. Thank you.
Maybe just do, just introduce yourself and say, hey, everyone. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Oh,
TV Mike.
Yes, ma'am. This is a this is a great pleasure. This is Allison Fisher, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. South Jersey Billiards.
We're going to do a couple games here on Facebook for you while I get the promotion going. The stream will be on Billiardnet.tv, the website. I don't even have enough internet to throw all kinds of stuff out, so it's going to be just free on Facebook for a couple games. And then while I do promotion, we also got John Hennessy and Ryan Markeski on the other table. So I'm streaming two tables here on Billiardnet.tv, the website, and the Android application. Check it out. The first game right here is Fedor Is it Fedor or is it Fedor or is it Fedor?
I think it's Fedor. Fedor Gorst. I used to say Fedor, but I've heard a lot of the broadcasters in other events, world events, call him Fedor, so I think it's Fedor.
Yeah, I've heard different things as well.
Maybe we'll ask him later. We'll get him in here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So
He can commentate in Russian. Maybe
Yeah, there you
maybe
go.
Christina's match.
and we'd all understand, wouldn't we?
Right.
So we got Fedor. He broke the first rack, and Dan Leary. Fedor missed the 2-ball down the rail, and Dan cleared up. So first rack to Dem.
Nice job. Yeah, we got a really cool tournament here the day after the expo. I mean, it's a Monday. You'd be surprised that it feels like a Monday with all these top names in here.
Oh, it's crazy, isn't it? When I was told about this tournament, I thought there's no way all these people are going to show up on a Monday.
I figured they'd want to sleep after
Isn't
being
that
at the
unbelievable?
expo.
And here
right.
we are, packed pool room. We've got some of the best players in the world duking it out. So we've got Darren Appleton is in the building, Christina Tkach playing. We've got Fedor in front of us, world champion. We've got Jason Shaw coming. I haven't seen him in the room, but
He's in the car, you know how he is.
he's on his way, is he? Shane Walford, who used to play in the Junior Atlantic Cup Challenge, and his game has really come on tremendously. And he's doing
Oh,
very
he was on that team?
Yeah,
I remember when they did
for
that.
many years, actually, he
back
did
and
it.
forth.
Yeah, a few years. So he's got taller, got older, and playing great.
Oh yeah, he's won a bunch of stuff lately.
Yep.
I just did an
In fact,
event.
he's sitting next to me right now. I can hear everything I'm saying. I better say nice things about him.
All right, I'm gonna do some promotion here. So if you could just basically look over here, because the screen will be busy. Getting some stuff out here.
It's kind of interesting watching these great players move from a 9-foot table to a bar box table. They're all 7-footers. We're playing here. Race to 7. And already early on in the match, Fedor's missed a couple of balls that you wouldn't expect him to miss.
Oh man, I just did the Midwest Bar Table Classic about a month and a half ago, and that's a $7,500 added event. We had a real good handful of top players in there. He ended up winning it. But he lost the chair, actually. There was one of our guys from Indiana who plays like 700 speed, and he ended up beating him. And that was great. I mean,
Well, I
for
think
the local player.
absolutely, but it's also a bit of a, it's going to favour. I don't think it favours a top pro for bar table. I think it evens the playing field
Right.
out playing on a smaller table.
Which is why
so
we
it's
got
kind
a lot of guys
exciting.
here.
Yeah, it's exciting because I want to play the best players. But a 9-foot table is a totally different ball game. You've got to learn how to move on these small tables. But it is always a treat to watch Fedor play. Excellent mechanics, obviously being one of the best players in the world. He's got great mechanics, but works hard at the game, loves the game. He's still very, very young, still a lot to do. And he has a great temperament too.
Yeah, I never seen him really get mad.
No, and if you watch him, he's got pretty much very similar to snooker players in mechanics. Which is standing a little more square at the table, got that, a certain rhythm in his stroke, a slight hesitation at the back. The way he's studying the shot, standing in front of the shot. Nice little bank shot he played there. Just going to play a bit of right hand spin on the cue ball here off 2 rails. And it looks like he's running out for the second rack, which will make it 1-1. Nicely played. It's rack your own here, isn't it? Rack your own balls and using a template rack. And it looks like, I think in the first rack he was breaking from the side rail with a cut break. Let's see what he does now. He's obviously spent a lot of time over in America playing a lot of these bar table events. I think him and Christina go around to quite a few. Yeah, we see there he did that cut break again. Unfortunately, he got nudged in the pocket with the cue ball there. Made 4 balls on the break and the cue ball, so now Dan Leary comes up and has got ball in hand. He'll be pleased.
Cue ball fouls only. If you move 2 balls, no, it's a foul. If a ball you move and the cue ball comes back in the passage, that is a foul. But it's cue ball fouls only.
You could hear the MC there just saying it's cue ball fouls only, this tournament. Which it mostly is, unless you have referees around, which on a Monday, hard to find, I think, don't you think? Dan's looking nice and comfy at the table. Did what he's supposed to do, which was to make 5 balls after Fedor's scratch in the corner pocket. 2-1 to Dan Leary. So just been at the expo for the last few days. We had a great turnout there, the Super Billiard Expo, Valley Forge. And it was great to see all the fans coming out, and there's some great tournaments there, all coinciding. Juniors, ladies, pros, amateurs. And then just broke and made a ball on the break, and there's quite a nice layout here. Can't quite see from here. I can see on the overhead there the angle that he has on the 1. Not the greatest angle here to get to the 2. Yeah, he had a really funky angle there. Tried to force the ball over, but didn't really have that angle. Consequently, missed the shot. Sometimes with something like that, you've got to kind of know what's possible, what's not. That was tricky to do, and it might be better sometimes just to try and make the shot and then play a good safety. You see Fedor's just played slightly forward there. Now he's got a nice angle on the 2-ball to play a natural shot up to the 3-ball at the other end of the table. It's quite natural, high, and maybe a touch of outside English, just a touch, just a hair. If he uses 2 rails. There we go. Oops, just caught that point. Didn't want to do that. I think he's got lucky there. He can get through the gap. So he just needed a touch more outside English on that ball. He didn't quite put enough, so the cue ball straightened up. Now he's got a cut shot on the 3, which shouldn't have any problems. It's just a pace, controlling the pace. Left a little tricky because he has to bridge over the 5-ball. Didn't want that. I think he's going to play this with a little bit of outside, go around the back of the 7 and just leave himself a longer shot on the 5-ball. Ooh, surprising miss there. A little rusty this morning, must have been a late night. Well, you see, some players would have played that 1 rail, but it's best to play it 2 and let the stroke out a little bit and just have a little bit of a longer shot. I also see Lucas Werner on another table over there. He played in the Atlantic Cup Challenge too as a junior, and what a tremendous player he is. I would expect Lucas to do well in this tournament too. That mistake by Fedor is proving very costly and could give Dan Leary a 3-1 lead.
I'm just checking the levels.
So we're also alternating break here. It's Fedor's break. Again, we'll probably see him do that cut break because that worked well the first 2 racks. Works very well. I like the way he breaks. He's got a nice solid break. Very accurate. A lot of people hunch up their body to the table. He's much more spread out when he breaks. Whether it be a 9-foot or a 7-foot. There, he did that cut break. Look at that, he's nearly got kissed into the corner again, nearly. Testy little shot into the corner with the 2-ball. Just focus on making this from where the 3 and 4 are situated.
All right, everything seems pretty good. Yeah, so check this out, guys. Fedor is down 3-1.
Yeah, and
That's very rare.
he's made about 3 or 4 mistakes, missed shots that are open shots. But like I said, I think when you play on a smaller table, you get maybe a little more tentative with the stroke if you're used to playing on a bigger table. I don't know, but sometimes it's a case of just waking up and getting used to the conditions.
Sure. First match.
He kind of got away with that miss there. He didn't really leave down anything.
I think her volume is slightly better now. I just adjusted it. Thanks. I'm going to take this off Facebook. Come over to Billiardnet.tv, the website. The bandwidth is thin and there's music playing, so it's going to interfere with the broadcast. So I want you guys to hear our voices in regular intonation and everything. Come over to Billiardnet.tv, the website, and sign up. It's $20 for the subscription or $25 for the whole event. I appreciate your support, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, often when you go off one rail, it doesn't lead to many good things happening. That's about all he had there. Now Fedor is looking at the combo, but he's trying to negotiate what's going to happen to the two. I think he's looking at combo anyway. It's hard to tell because I'm sort of on the same level as the table. I don't have an overhead. But he has to picture what's going to happen with the 2-ball and the cue ball. So control of both balls is tricky. Tried to negotiate that there. The 2-ball going off of the 4, making the 4, and then it went along the tangent line. But everything depends on how thick or thin you hit the ball. And he got the cue ball out to the middle of the table. But unfortunately, the 2-ball went into that 6 there on the side, and it's got him into big trouble now.
Looks like the other match is a blowout, 6-0 right now, John Hennessy.
Again, he's left down another chance here. Speed control on these tables is very difficult, especially on we're playing on diamond tables here, 7-footers. They play very, very well. You have to be very accurate, but speed control can be a little tough. A real tester of the stroke, I think, of hitting the balls softer than you're used to on a 9-footers. So he's got a tricky little cut shot into the corner pocket on the 3-ball here. 5-ball to follow because the 4's already potted. He overhit that a little bit because he caught the 3 ball very thin there, which gave a bit more energy to the cue ball, more than he wanted. He may have been better hitting it firmer and going twice across as opposed to that, trying to control it. And that's where the speed control becomes tricky on a 7-footer. It's making those big decisions. Are you going to roll it or play it firmer? Well, it looks like he's looking at a kick shot here. He's going to try and kick this 5 ball, which is a good choice. 2 rails, you can still get onto the... Oh, he played it 1 rail just to make sure he made it. I liked a 2 railer there because then you can get automatic position on the 6. But again, that depends on the comfort of the player.
Well, it looks like he is a 632 Fargo. I always like to look that up. I don't give total consideration to that because obviously there's room for interpretation and how many matches you have and
what size table you're playing on.
Yeah, what area you're in and who you're playing and things like that. It's just a general guideline.
Yeah.
I usually like to tell people and stuff.
Yeah, and so he missed that sit. He left himself tough. That's why I probably would have played that a 2-rail kick. Get closer to the other ball. He left himself a cut shot on the 6 and he had to play the speed control to get to the 7, so Fedor's back at the table. Fedor is back at the table.
Yeah.
That was a nice speed control there. Sort of bump into the 9 ball there to hold position, which will now make it 3-2 to Dan. With Dan breaking, he's got to keep control. He's really got to make a ball on the break and keep control of the table. That's where he's been struggling a little bit in the first 2 breaks. So if I was him right now, I'd be looking at what Fedor's doing, and do that cut break controlled, because that seems to be very successful on here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
I see Christina to catch, playing off in the distance.
I need the bracket.
Not sure what the score on the table is, but what a great player Christina is. And she's been going around the country playing a lot of these bar table events and doing very well in the open events and women's events. So it's nice to see Christina out in action. Wow. That hurt my ears for the morning. He hit it hard but didn't make a ball there. So and also the layout is a little funky, so I really like, I favour the way Fedor's breaking the balls at the moment. He's looking at banking that 1 ball onto the 4 ball into the corner pocket. The cue ball naturally hold position.
Listen, guys, if you win your match, we want the winners to come out and tell the score. Losers shouldn't be coming up here telling us the score. The winners should be coming up here telling us the score.
It's the tough part of the rack, negotiating, getting on the 2 ball here from the 1. Looks like he's going to cut the ball slightly with centre right-hand spin.
Buffalo chicken cheesesteak wrap. It's up front here. Can you please come up
Nice shot. I think he's held for the 2 there.
Everybody's always on the move.
It's a tricky shot to play, but he played it very well. Always important to address the ball exactly where you want to make contact with it, and that way you can get consistent with your hit and your positional play. And he has a really nice level stroke, so he's coming through the ball on a consistent line. And that's that's what you've got to look when you're learning good foundation. You want to watch players like this because he has a tremendous foundation for every shot. Same routine, same address of the cue ball. I think this is the kind of time when the match turns around. Miss an opportunity and then it's just letting Fedor get comfortable.
Table 6, we have Lawrence and Larry King. Table 6.
And of course, the standard of this player, he won the World Championships when he was 19 years old, which is very, very young to win a title like that. But it comes from many, many years of hard work and dedication. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not a fluke. And it's practicing the right things, doing the right things at the table every day. A slightly funny angle here. Can't just punch it across the table to get to the 9 because of the side pocket. The side pocket becomes very big on these small tables. So it's just deciding how he wants to hit this ball to avoid any danger. And he used the 9 there to hold up the cue ball, knowing that he would get a shot by bumping into it. Nicely played. And the score is 3-3, which means it's Fedor's break.
Table 7, Derek Hestra and Rob. Table 7.
See that cut break into the side. Cue ball into the side rail. Nicely played. Does he have a shot on the 2? I don't think so. This is where you can learn things about what these top players would do in certain situations.
Table 13.
He's looking at where to push out to, or does he like the jump shot? Maybe there's nowhere good to push out to, so he thinks I'm not going to gain an advantage from pushing out, so I'm going to possibly jump the ball here. He's using a sidearm stroke, and people favour that when they jump. That was a beautiful shot, what a lovely strike. He drew back probably further than he wanted to there. He's in that no man's land, but it should be an easy bag for him. perfectly played. No, he's got a nice angle. He's got an angle on the 4. It's a choice here. You could let the cue ball float forward with right hand spin, playing 2 rails out for the 6. Or you could stun it across and off that side rail. Personally, the most natural way is to go forward 2 rails and out. Or he could actually play up behind the 9, but you're having to play more of a speed control if you do that. Go 2 rails out. Nicely played. Pretty natural. And just put a little bit of drag and outside English on that left to straighten it up so he'd have a better angle for the 7 to the 9. And you can see he's getting a little bit more comfortable as the match goes on. Then Leary walks up to the table, so that puts Fedor 4 to 3 ahead, race to 7, with Dan breaking. Now he's got his work cut out. We've really got a mix of all sorts of players here today, so I'm sure they're all wanting to fight some of the, have the opportunity and fight some of these top pros in the event. It's a great experience. It's good that they're here, and a nice extra day following on from the expo of competition. It's Dan to break. Made a ball. Does he get a shot? Let's see. He made 2 balls. He's got a bank shot on the 2 ball if he chooses, which I'm sure he will. It's just a hard shot to hold for the 3 in the other corner, so he's looking at, can he get to the 3 ball, which would require more speed and forcing a little bit of an angle. And spin on that cue ball, so it makes it a little bit harder. And that's why it went wrong. He was focused more on the 3 than making the 2. He had to play a lot more spin. He overcut the ball. Just factors that come into play that make the shot a lot more difficult. And I felt like maybe some of the fundamentals went out the window a little bit there too with a forceful shot.
Table 5, Lucas and Danny Bertel. Table 5, Lucas and Danny Bertel.
Sounds like Lucas won his first match, possibly. Lucas Berner. That's a nice shot by Fedor there. Centre ball hit. Left himself a nice little angle on the 3 to naturally get to the 4. And it should be an easy out. He's given himself a touch of an angle, but the 5's in a nice position to get to the 7. It should be routine from him. See that stroke, that nice slow swing, good delivery. Watch the tip as it comes through the ball, always on a nice line and going right through the ball, not jabbing at all. attention to that. To me, the stroke is like a mirror image of the back stroke to the coming through the ball when you hit the ball. And if you just watch the tip of his cue coming through smoothly every time, that's how you get action on the ball that you want. So it's tip to the ball, come back, and then come all the way forward through the ball. You saw that was like a mirror image, that shot. Perfectly played. So Fedor leads 5-3, and Fedor is breaking, so he's looking very dangerous now. Looking very comfortable with the table and the conditions. Dan had the opportunity earlier on to make a bigger lead and didn't accomplish it. So we're now going to observe this cut break again and see if we can break and run. I feel like he's taken a little bit of speed off. Nice cut break again. The one ball stayed in a nice spot. One to 3, nice and easy. So 3 to 4 is the shot. Looks like the 4 goes in the corner from where he's looking, he's making sure. So then that'll decide where he positions himself on the 3 ball to get to the 4. Is it better to use 2 or 3 rails, shooting the 3 past the 6, or is it better going under the 3, which I don't think so. I think it's better coming the other side. So there we go, he's put a bit of speed on, so he's got that natural 2-rail shot. He's going to cut the 3 into the corner past the 6 and then send the cue ball off the top side rail. Possibly use that 3rd rail there if he wants to, or not, or he can drift down for the 4 back into the corner, left top corner pocket.
Table 2, Mary West and Josh. Table 2, Mary West.
So he addresses the ball with the spin on the ball. So he's going high left. And there we go, just touch that 3rd rail, beautifully played. Nice angle. Now he's got to think about how he wants to get from the 5 to the 6. Now we see he's left a little bit of an angle where he can slide past the 9 ball up for the 2, land just past the centre of the table, possibly with a bit of an angle for the 6 to the 7. Nice stun shot, there we go, a little bit of spin. And now this shot can be played either with a touch of left or right hand spin, either or, you just got to make the decision. If he goes right hand spin, he could go into the 2nd rail there, top and side, and drift down for the 7 into the corner pocket, leaving an angle for the 8, which I think I like the best because he leaves a bit of a wider angle to get back on the 8 ball. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Yeah. See, then he leaves that, gets the right side of the 7. If you go the other way, it's very dangerous to leave yourself wrong side of the 7 and more work to do to get to the 8. So what he did there was very natural. So he could draw up for the 8 from here, or he can play 2 rails across, go into the long rail by the side pocket, then across again where the chalk is and back out. which he is doing. He's going with a bit of high right and let the cue ball work its magic here. Nicely played, still has a nice angle on the 8. Again, he can go 1 rail or 2 here. Again, I think I would go 2 rails, high right. There we go, use that rail. Then you're not in any danger of getting towards pockets, or it's also easier speed control wise because you can let your stroke out more. There we go, got a great rhythm going. That puts Fedor on the hill, I believe, 6-3 against Dan. With Dan breaking. He's looking really in the swing of it, really comfortable now. Just a few little hiccups at the beginning of the match. And then Dan let him get back into the game, and now he's comfy. I see Darren Appleton in the background there, playing somebody that I'm not familiar with. Darren just finished in 2nd place at the Super Billiard Expo. It's nice to see him back. He's playing really strongly. Had a pretty good finish in the World Championships recently that were in England. And highly competitive player, one of the best world champions out there. Very hard to beat, got a great all-round game. So we've got Dan back at the table now, Dan Leary, playing Fedor Gorst, and trailing by 3 games to 6, race to 7. So he made a ball and a break, but you're not going to be happy with the leave there. Cue ball's at the opposite end of the table to the 2 ball. So he'll be forced to play a safe where he could split the balls. Could possibly play a bank, but I'm not sure it's worth the risk. But can he hide Fedor maybe behind the 8 ball with the cue ball if he can hit left side of the 2? Or right side as we're looking at it from here. The way he's looking at it would be his left side. Or could you split the balls, maybe sending the 2 behind, around near the 8 and the cue ball by the 4. Let's see what he chooses to do. He went the aggressive route, which was a bank, which is a beautifully played shot because that's a do or die shot. But I think at the 6-3 down, it's probably the right way to go. And he's left himself a nice natural angle to get on the 4. 4 to 5 is the tricky part here. Got to make sure he leaves himself a good angle. Not the greatest in the world. So he can either come back and bank the 5 into the side pocket, or he can put a lot of draw and right hand spin on the cue ball to play the 5 back into the corner. So it's a choice. Just got to make that decision. Nice shot, but I probably would have used the top rail there too, just to get that little extra bounce and get closer to the 5. Not what you want. He's just got himself in trouble there. Needed to hit that with a more top or a touch of right on the ball. Because if anything, play to bump the 9. If you can't get around it with the spin, bump it. Well, legal shot, but not what he wants, and I think that will be the match to Fedor. He's just given him an easy shot. Just needs to focus on getting up to the 7 ball. Nicely played. He just forced it with a stun and lots of left-hand spin there. Beautifully played. And I think that's going to be the end of the match. There we go. Fedor Gorst wins over Dan Leary 7-3. me sad now. I haven't, yeah. It's going to be exciting, yeah, because I see Darren there right next to you, right?
Then Fedor and Jason have to the winner of that.
Did Jason come? Did he show up? I haven't seen him yet.
But then the winner of that, Fedor and Jason have to play.
It's going to be like the Expo, all the winners and all the losers. How did you do there, by the way? No? On with the next one, right? Keep moving. And Rolling Stone gathers no moss. Do you like bar table? Do you like bar table? Are you playing the UK Open? Oh, nice. You're pretty much playing aren't you? Getting some time off. I was talking to your dad, so you've had homeschool, school kind of.
I was doing school online, but I'm not anymore.
So what's happening? You have to go back now.
Good morning, everybody.
How long
We
you
have
got?
on table 15, the TV match, we have Jason
Did you
Shaw
change it to
versus
business?
Fedor. The games begin. Good luck, Joe.
Drugs is not for you.
Finishing's too hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason's in the car.
I don't think he's been in the house. Been in the work yet.
No, he hasn't. So, what's happening with Allison?
I'm texting Jason telling me that
Where's he playing? Here? Oh, they want him on here.
already. This is coming along fast.
So, are we having Shane on here or are we having Jason?
Jason.
Oh, I didn't realise. Shane, you're not on this one. Not on here.
You were gonna be,
But then him
but they
and
put
him
Jason
and him.
and Fedor up.
Oh, good
There he
morning.
is.
Yeah, I was trying to stay in my bed as long as possible.
I betcha.
I didn't get back till last night late.
Yeah, I bet. You had a long expo.
I had to pack everything up.
I know.
That was a nightmare.
I bet.
It looks like I got more stuff than I came with, which is very strange, but I think, well, all the bags and everything extra, she kept buying chairs and all.
She kept buying
She
shit.
did. She'd buy chairs every
The old
day. She's like,
missus.
I've got another couple of comfortable chairs. Oh, this box got delivered today. Need it for the book.
On table number 3.
Which you can check out on your Android box, 4K Fire Stick, your phone, or any other Android platform where you can install an application. And I do have a list of them that you can check out. I recommend the 4K Fire Stick with Ethernet, actually, is the #1 choice. But let's get into it here. We have over 5,000 links that are optional up here. You can go through them and find them yourself. Here is some of the basic networks. I'm going to scroll through here. This is basically your extended cable channels. There's a lot of stuff thrown in here extra as well. I'm not going to play anything directly because it just takes too much time. So I'm going to try to cut this video down to 2 minutes. We go over here to US locals. These are your affiliates and statewide news and stuff like that. The list is very impressive. I can't say we have everything, but there's about 600 options in there for you to look at. We have the Canadian networks, we have the UK networks. You can watch billiards under Sky Sports pretty often. Here's our movie section where you can watch a lot of premium movie channels listed on the left. There's as many as you probably want to get your hands on. This section right here, not available in the trial, but it is available for the full license. It is the fights and wrestling and boxing and UFC, stuff like that. We've got all our major sports networks, packages, football, baseball, basketball, and all that kind of stuff. We have international channels. Check out the Latino section. Check out the Filipino section. There's an Indian section. There's probably pool on certain places. You got special network for the DAZN events. We got Canadian networks. We got a favorite section, which I'll teach you how to use by just going into any channel, clicking on it, hold down the button, and it says add to favorite. Once you add it to a favorite, it's in this section over here. Then you don't have to look for it anymore. Alright, so we're getting up on 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is TV Mike. Check out our sponsors. Streaming TV service. We also have a VOD add-on, stands for video on demand, but I'm not even going to get into this here. It will be provided as a trial. Hit us up, send a message, check it out today. Check it out, guys. For only $24.99 a month, you get all the live TV channels and networks you can handle, basic and advanced channels, premium movie channels, all the sports leagues, even wrestling, boxing, and your UFC fights, okay? Do you got a Fire Stick, an Android box, an Apple device, another web platform? We can help you. Let's get streaming. Send me a message and check it out today. Let's try this again. Come to the Billiardnet page on Facebook. This is how you sign up for all the likes and notifications and stuff. Like the page, first of all. Come over here to this menu option. Click Follow Settings. It's under Follow. Now this may take a second to load. Follow Settings. Once you push Follow, you'll want to put Favorites. If you don't do this, you're not going to get all the notifications. Posts. Standard. That means you get all the posts from the page. Video. All notifications. Live video. This is the most important. So you'll get a notification every time I go live. All notifications from this page. No, I don't even do any of the offers or anything like that. So click update. You can do this from a mobile device too. This is really important because Facebook changed their algorithms.